In this class we're going to look at websites. We're going to look at their importance from a business perspective and also some issues surrounding the design of websites. So let's start by talking about the importance of websites. As technology advances, there's a growing need for organizations to adopt and utilize technological resources. As technology progresses, as we move forward in terms of what we can do because of advances in technology, it's important that business both keep up and also exploit whatever resources are available to ensure more efficiency in production, better utilization of resources, and hopefully a better service to the customer. So it's important that as technology advances, business keeps up with the advances in technology. Organizations, in order to remain within the competitive market, must have an online presence. It's no longer really an option. Businesses must present their wares, present themselves online. It's become the first port of call for people doing research into businesses, for customers inquiring into the nature of a business, for customers looking for products, for researchers who are interested in researching particular segments of the market or particular sectors of production. So it's absolutely imperative that companies have an online presence, and to do this by having appropriate websites. E-marketing has opened up many opportunities for organizations to interact with new and potential customers. Well, e-marketing, electronic marketing, means that customers who perhaps previously could not be reached because of geography, because of location, because of simply the resources of entering new markets, these customers were not served by the company. The customers could not get the products of the company, or could not see images of the products or find out about the attributes, the characteristics of the products. There was, if you like, an ignorance on the part of customers about the company and its products, and from the company's perspective there was an ignorance about the presence of the customers and how to tap in to that particular market. Now, the internet does not have that problem. Once communities are connected to the internet, then they're able to purchase and able to see the products the same as anyone else, generally speaking. So isolated communities in countries can still perhaps see what products are available, and if they can't get them delivered, at least they can make some sort of provision for the acquisition of those products or services, perhaps book them to be delivered to an address in the city where they've got relatives or whatever, and in that way receive the product. But this also, of course, means that the companies have to be more competitive. Customers are able to compare prices quite easily online, and online shopping and the online shopping experience has now become a part of the shopping culture. Often people who want a particular product will go to the internet first and will try to locate the product, locate the prices, read up about the product, read up about the reviews of the product, and then decide whether they want it or not and who they're going to purchase from. So there's much more information available because of the internet. Facilities such as social networking sites have enabled organizations to connect with customers that previously may have been beyond their reach because of location. Now, this overlaps with what I've just been saying in terms of e-marketing, but sites such as Facebook and Twitter and so on, many of these have facilitated the flow of information about products, about the availability of products and the attributes of the products, the characteristics of the products. So there's greater interconnectedness between customers and companies as a consequence of the internet. Now let's look at website design. A website design can make or break a business. Organizations need to take careful considerations when designing a website. It's important that the companies design appropriate websites, ones that are professional, at the same time are attractive to the user, one that's easy to use, as we'll see, and one which causes the viewer, causes the internet user to go back to the website and perhaps check for products in the future. And in this way, loyalty, customer loyalty, can be built up online. A website should promote the organization and positively present everything the organization stands for. So the website should present the organization in good light. It represents the company. And it's worth bearing in mind that the internet is a gigantic act of democracy. All websites in some respects are equal. Now I know we think of YouTube as perhaps more important than some of the lesser sites, or we think of Google and Microsoft and so on. That's because we're familiar with those names. But in terms of searching online, then it's not a lot of hassle, it's not a lot of trouble just to type in a different name. So it's getting the customers to know the names of appropriate sites that sell particular products or present certain information. And once the customers are familiar with those, then those sites are equal, are perhaps of equal value to some of the big names. So websites stand for the organization, and they should positively represent the organization. It should represent what the organization stands for in a positive light. New software tools which have user-friendly interface make website designing a straightforward process. There's cPanel, Dreamweaver, Expression Web, and many others, many others, that offers the opportunities for individuals and businesses to trade and communicate online. There was a time when putting up a website was an extremely difficult thing to do. It required knowledge of the hypertext markup language and perhaps some knowledge of JavaScript. It was difficult, and the websites were primitive by today's standards. Now editors means that many people can type in English, and the program will translate it into a website. Dreamweaver being an example, or Expression Web. So this means that it's easier for companies and for individuals to make websites available, to put up websites, which of course again improves the amount of information available online. So let's look at website design in a little bit more detail. Now, there are some issues. We'll talk about the issues, and we'll talk about the comments associated with the issues. The first one we'll take is appearance. The website should reflect the organization's identity and what the organization stands for. So the website should be professional. If it's a company, it should be a professional website. It should not have bad spellings or bad grammar. It shouldn't be laid out in a very gaudy manner perhaps. It depends on the nature of the product, but by and large it should do what the company does, what the company represents. So the website should be appropriate for the type of business. So if it's a firm of accountants who are advertising their services online, we'd expect the site to be very professional, to give confidence to potential users of the services of that company, to give them confidence that these people they know that it should have a professional website, professionally done, it looks clean, it looks nice, it's accurate, it doesn't have any errors, no broken links, no misspellings. It's easy to maneuver and to navigate, and it's easy to understand. It's professional. Interest. The website should encourage repeat visitors and appeal to potential customers. Well, it depends on the nature of the product, but if it's a company selling, say, products, food items perhaps, or items of small furniture or whatever, they want repeated visitors. They want the browsers, the people who browse the internet, they want them to return to their site. So the site should create some interest. It should be live and constantly updated. New products and new information, and it should be an interesting site so that users will return to it, because the company wants to have users seeing their products and perhaps purchasing from them. This is the equivalent of footfall in traditional marketing terms. When a shop opens on the high street, they want customers or potential customers to enter the shop premises, if only to look, to create an interest, to walk round, ideally to purchase, but if not, at least they're in, and there's more chance of people buying if they're in the shop than if they simply walk past. So footfall is the equivalent in terms of traditional marketing. In this case, the online experience, the company wants people to return to their website. There's more opportunity to sell to them if they have returned to the site. There should be some degree of interaction. People are humans and they like to have contact. So the site should have a frequently asked questions section, or it could have blogs on particular themes, or some sort of support for individuals with particular problems, problems with products, or problems with how to use a product or to maintain a product, or whatever. There should be customer service, and there could even be online chat facilities, so that if a customer has a problem and wants to contact the manufacturer, they can do so directly. Again, it encourages a better understanding between the customer and the producer. Stickiness is a term that's often used. Information such as how often do customers visit the website and how long do they spend using the facilities. Updating the website improves customer involvement. Customers like to see the website updated on a regular basis. It's fresh, it's new, it may have some new information, there may be some new points that they want to keep up with. And there could be new promotional techniques, for example forums and chat rooms and games and product review sections. So it's a more vibrant site. It depends, of course, on the nature of the product. As I said, perhaps these techniques would not be appropriate to a firm of accountants or a firm of solicitors who are looking for engagement, who want to be employed by companies or employed by individuals, they need to have a different type of website. But for retailers, they might want to have stickiness. They want customers or potential customers to come back to their website, and to do that they want to have forums and chat rooms and games and a fresh site, one that looks interesting. And this is called stickiness. There should also be credibility, providing appropriate information such as about us. Now this improves customer credibility and confidence in the product service on offer. An About Us section shows that the company has got nothing to hide. They're not trying to cover up anything. They are being open about themselves, their product, what they're saying, and it gives the customers confidence. So credibility is important. And transactions. Well, ease and efficiency in using online shopping carts, facilities such as wish lists, shopping baskets, mail order confirmation, has made shopping online convenient and safe, and a safe procedure. The idea of a wish list is very good. Amazon tends to use it. It's customers look at products, they're interested but they don't want to purchase it right now, but they're thinking about it. Well, instead of searching for it the next time round, they add it to their wish list, and the next time round they can consult their wish list, and there's the products that they have saved previously for further consideration. So it's easy for the customer to find what they're interested in and to use that information that was sought out previously, to use it now to make a decision to purchase or not purchase the item. So transactions are important. Now, the importance of websites. Well, websites are live on the internet, which means that they can be viewed worldwide anytime and anywhere. Now that's incredible. So once a website is online, it can be viewed in any country, just about, a country that doesn't have censorship. It can be viewed anywhere, and providing it's offering a service that's legal and decent and honest and has nothing to hide, it can be viewed anywhere. So the potential customers for that website is immense. It's global. Now, I know there are issues in selling globally. The logistics of moving a product perhaps from one country to the other may be prohibitive. Maybe it's far too difficult. But at least customers around the world can see the product. That is an immense facility. In the past, the company may have bought radio time and placed an advertisement on the radio, but the radio only will cover perhaps a local region. More expensively, it may cover the country, but it was expensive, and again, not everybody will be listening to the radio at that particular moment or listening to that particular station. But with the internet, customers are seeking out the information through search engines. So it is quite a phenomenal concept. Organizations can also use other tactics, social media, online networking. They can contact people through Facebook and have Facebook presence, or they may put up portals for information on particular products or particular industries, and generate a community, an online community who are interested in a particular product or a particular service. So it's a very wide-ranging capacity that is being on offer here. The World Wide Web is a phenomenon, and it's one that businesses have woken up to in probably the last 10-15 years in a big way. It's vital that websites are up to date and contain valid and current information. Information that is current prevents misunderstandings, and customers are more likely to visit your website. So it's important that websites are maintained. It's not simply a question of designing a website, putting it online and leaving it. The website has to be maintained the same way as a physical shop has to be maintained. It has to be painted and cleaned and looked after. The website has to be cleaned up as well and has to be kept contemporary. It has to be of interest. Mailing. Well, email is an effective marketing strategy which is widely used by organizations. It's a means for communicating with existing and potential customers. Now, mailing has become easy with the internet. If email addresses are known, then it's possible to contact the customers and offer them a more personalized service. The emails, by the use of databases, could include their first names. So it becomes very personalized. It looks like the email is aimed at them. Unfortunately, like all good ideas, this has been abused, and it's possible, unfortunately, to buy databases of email addresses and send spam email to individuals. Now, spam email is simply email that's not wanted, and it's the same as receiving a lot of unwanted mail or unwanted letters and posters through the letterbox. Just rubbish. They're collected up and put into the bin. But the same here with electronic mailing. Unfortunately, this great idea of being able to contact customers and potential customers very easily has been abused, and so emailing customers, particularly in the sense of cold calling, just sending emails to customers just to see if they're interested, has got this type of approach a bad name. Organizations can obtain email lists through customer records and contact customers based on their buying behavior. Emails are sent to appropriate targets based on customer preferences. Often when we buy something in a shop, the assistant will ask us for an email address. Well, that may be for that particular shop to contact us. As to why they want to contact us may be an issue, but it may be for that shop to contact us. It may unfortunately be that that shop is compiling a large list of email addresses which you can sell to others and say to the others, this person bought this product in our shop. They may wish to buy similar products from you or related products from you, and we will sell you this database for so much. It may be the case. So collecting email addresses may not be for valid purposes. It may be that potential customers subscribe to online emailing lists, after which they are contacted regarding current products and services. Tools, software enables organizations to maintain customers through mass marketing techniques. Sometimes we have an interest in particular products. Perhaps we've been interested in software, so we may sign up to a site that deals with software, and we give them our email address and receive emails from them on a regular basis about software promotions or whatever. We may have an interest in cars, and we do the same. We sign up to a site that reviews cars, or whatever. Many sites nowadays pledge that they will not sell on our email address to others, and they will respect our privacy. Some, unfortunately, will sell it on, and we'll suddenly start to get emails from other products. So if we sign up to a car site and we're interested in getting emails about cars and about issues surrounding cars, we suddenly start getting emails from agricultural production equipment manufacturers or speedboat manufacturers. It's because the database has been sold on. Our email addresses have been sold on to someone else who are using that to try and see if we would now be interested in their products. But it's not what we requested. It's spam. Email marketing is an effective means compared to direct mail, and contains the following benefits. It has got some benefits compared to direct mail, direct letters and so on. It's very cost effective. It's very cheap to do. Posting a letter can cost quite a bit of money, and if thousands of letters are being posted, that's a lot of money. Emails, it's almost costless. So it's a very cost-effective way of contacting customers. It's also very quick. If we post a traditional letter, it may take several days for it to arrive, whereas an email will arrive within a matter of perhaps minutes or a minute, and it could be delivered to the other side of the world inside a minute. Now that's a big advantage of using emails. It should be specific to the target, but as I've been saying earlier, unfortunately some email companies sell on email addresses, and that produces spam. So we start to receive a lot of emails that we did not request, and we have to go through the process of binning all of them and reporting them as spam to try and stop them coming through. But that can mushroom. It can get very wide and very large, and it's a problem. But if it was not abused, then we know that a specific market is being addressed. It's one that perhaps we've signed up to, and we welcome the emails from that particular source. And it is acceptable. It's acceptable if we signed up. We're asking for communications. We're asking for emails. We're asking for information. We're asking to be kept up to date with a particular product. We accept this. So it has got that advantage. So emailing can have advantages. It's cost effective. It's fast. It can be specific. And it's acceptable if we've signed up to it, if we've agreed to it at the outset. Unfortunately, as I've said right throughout, like all great ideas, it tends to be abused. And the abuse here is that someone gets our email address, sells it to someone else, who sells it to someone else, who sells it to someone else, and eventually we're getting emails from all sorts of people that we did not request. That's spam, and that's the abuse of the system, and that is a problem. So in this session we've talked about websites, we've talked about the importance of websites, we've talked about a little about the design of websites and the importance of some characteristics of websites, stickiness and so on. And we've looked at emailing, some of the problems of emailing, spam and so on, and we've also looked at the advantages. And that's all I'm going to do in this session. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment and say thank you for watching.